The first rule of an overlay is that you don't discuss an overlay, especially you don't tiptoe around it like a little on social media. On December 1st, registration opened at high noon at South Point Poker Room for the first ever $2,050 Benny Binions shootout event. Maximum of 128 entrants, $256,000 prize pool, $100,000 for first. I don't think I can pass up on this opportunity. We registered within the next week and we were number 27. My buddy registered a few days after that and he was number 33. It wasn't looking good. Looked like they were going to have a huge overlay on this tournament. It's a guaranteed $256,000 guaranteed prize pool. They need 128 players. How are they going to get 128 players in the middle of a pandemic at the South Point Hotel Casino, a fine resort? There is no re-entries. One bullet, one shot. That's all you got. Well, South Point came up with a solution as they knew a overlay was imminent, whatever. They decided to start giving out $2,050 seats to all of their daily tournament winners, just to fill the gaps and try to stop an overlay. Is this ethical? Do you see how players that registered on time and are hoping for an overlay find this to be unfair? They also started advertising on 2+2. They promoted it heavily on Twitter. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. Of course you want to promote a tournament you're running. My only worry is, at what point will there not be an overlay? Will they magically come up with 60 people in the last 24 hours? When it took them 15 days or something to get the first 60 people? Let's find out. The only way I'm actually outraged about us not getting an overlay, getting that extra value, is if they're actually putting in like locals in some sort of staking deal, which has been rumored to happen in a lot of California casinos when a lot of their events are about to overlay. It's a free roll for the casino and for the player. If they get 127 players, the one open seat costs them $2,050. If the poker room can just put one of their regulars or somebody that will give them $1,000 to play the tournament, seems like a no-brainer unless there's an ethical dilemma there. Pretty interesting situation. Not going to worry about it. It's all out of my hands. I'm just here to accumulate all the chips and take home $100,000 at the South Point. That's right. Home of the rodeo. Home of my bowling league. Let's get that money. Benny Binions shootout. Day 1. 3-day event. Today is Friday. Final table on Sunday. Sunday. Final 8 come back then. Can't wait. It's going to be great. Stay tuned.
A few moments later.
And we have arrived at the South Point Hotel and Casino. That's right, home of the inaugural Benny Binions $2,050 buy-in shootout event. $100,000 for first. Let's get in there and get all the chips. We're making it to day 2. It all begins now. We sit down at the table, look down at a 25,000 chip starting stack. Blinds start at 100, 200, 200. And we see some familiar faces at the table. In seat 1 is Dan S., Los Angeles legend. He could be another Degen Dan in the making. Big shout out to Dan. Hung out with him in Costa Rica for a cage event. He's to my direct left in seat 1. In seat 4 is Katie Lindsay, Chris Moorman's wife. And in seat 5 is Jesse Yukishima. Something like that, and some unknowns. So let's see what happens. With blinds at 100, 200, 200, action folds to the button, who makes it 500. Small blind calls, and it's on us. In the big blind, we look down at ace-5 offsuit. Definitely not the prettiest hand, and I think all 3 options are equally frustrating. So we're gonna use our ace blocker aggressively and show him who's boss right from the get-go. We make it 2,200 to go. Button calls and small blind calls. Yeah, that's right, no respect. We got a pot of brewing, 6,800 in the middle. Let's hope we flop the wheel. The flop comes 8-7-4, all hearts. We do not have a heart. Small blind checks to us, and I think the correct play here is to bet range 1/3 pot and hope for the best. All they have to do is fold, you know, like 25% of the time for it to be immediately profitable. And our straight draw and overcard ace might still be live. Who knows? We bet 2,200. Button quickly folds and the small blind folds. And we're off to a good start. With lines at 300, 600, we're now six-handed. I open it to 1,300 from middle late position. Action folds to the big blind who puts in the call. We have the queen jack offsuit, of course, and the flop comes king, queen, 8, 2 diamonds. We do not have a diamond. He checks to us and we down bet to 1,100. Trying to get that value from straight draws, flush draws, and worse queens. If he's got a king, good for him. He does put in the call. By the timing, it didn't feel like he had top pair, you know, live reads, etc. But when a king comes on the turn, we're even more confident in our two-pair jack kicker. He checks to us. You could check back here, but I'm feeling optimistic today. Let's get 3 streets of value. I make it 2,200. He quickly puts in the call, and the river is a queen. We got a full house, but he does something strange. He puts in a lead of 4,000 chips. What's he repping? A boat? A misdraw? I can see both. And with our second nuts, I think we just got to close our eyes and put in the call. He seems capable of bluffing here, just hoping that we don't have a king and we were also on a draw. We call. He shows the 9-8 for 3 pair, no good, and we scoop a nice pot. We're up to 35,000 chips. With blinds at 300, 600, 600, we're now six-handed, and I make it 1,200 to go under the gun with Jack 10 of diamonds. A very pretty hand. Dan S on our left thinks about it and makes it 3,500. We both have around 30,000 to start the hand. It seems pretty close between a call and a fold. Shootout format, got to accumulate. He's very likely to be 3-betting us light. Fortunately, we are out of position. You know, a lot of pros and cons to continuing with the Jack 10 of diamonds. This time we put in the call. Flop comes 10-9-3, 2 spades, 1 heart. I check to him and he checks behind. This is usually indicative of a hand like ace king, ace queen, maybe even some ace X, you know, suited wheel type hands. So we assume to have the best hand now. When the turn is a deuce of hearts, there's now 2 flush draws on the board. We don't have either flush draw, we got diamonds. So it's time to go for value. We can have a lot of draws and he can still hero us with ace high or, you know, some mid-pair type hands he might choose to 3-bet here. So I bet 4,000 and he quickly puts in the call. Okay, we're hoping for a brick on the river so we can get some more value. He's been known to bluff catch in the past. The river is the 4 of hearts. Bring in the backdoor hearts. That's okay, not too much of a concern. It's possible, but not too probable. So I think our best option here is to bet again for value. Pretty damn thin, but if we had a misdraw, we'd bet this too. So we got to balance a little bit versus Dan. Make it 9,000 to go, and he quickly puts in the call. I show the Jack 10, and he shows me 2 red queens. Very interesting check on the flop. Did not expect that from a very aggressive player. So he trapped us good there, and we lose a nice pot. With blinds at 400, 800, we have 7,000 under the gun with Jack 10 of diamonds again. Well, if they want us to lose with Jack 10 of diamonds, you got me. I'm all in. Action folds the big blind, and he puts in the call with ace 5 offsuit. Good read. Let's get lucky. Flop comes king 8, 3 rainbow. The turn's a 7, giving us that backdoor straight draw, and the river is a jack. We double up. Boom, baby. Back in it. Just over 14,000 chips in our stack. Blinds are now 400, 800. I'm under the gun with king 8 of hearts. Make it 1,600 to go. Action folds to Asian woman in the big blind who puts in the call. We have pretty similar stacks. Flop comes 8, 5, 4, 2 spades, 1 club. Good flop for the big blind's defending range, but we got top pair, so that should be good. She checks to us, and I bet 2,500. She puts in the call. Turns a 5. Pairs the board. Could have a 5, but you know, you can't just fear monsters in the closet. You gotta play your hand for value, get value from worse 8s, and get value from draws. So we have about a pot size bet behind, so we shove it all in, having her barely covered, about 8,000 chips. And she puts in the call and shows me 6, 7 of spades. Good flop. Couldn't have asked for a better flop given our 2 hands, but we do have boat outs. The river is an offsuit 3, and we double her up. We have exactly 800 chips left at 400, 800, 800. This is a problem. So the very next hand we're forced in. There's a raise and a call. It's a three-way pot. There's betting in the side pot. We have pocket fours on an 8-8-7 board. Other guy has king deuce. The fours hold and we quadruple up. No, we don't quadruple up. Since it's big blind ante format, the big blind ante goes in first. My 800 chips go in the middle and I have no right and claim of any of the blinds or side action. So I survive effectively a three-way all in for my tournament life and I get my chips back. Started with 800, still have 800. Oh, the pain. The very next hand, there's some action. We have 3-5 off in the small blind, 400 of our 800s in there, so we're in there. Now we can play for a pot of 3,200. We do get heads up versus ace 10 on a queen 10-9 board. That's right, 3-5 versus ace 10 on queen 10-9. It's looking great for us. Tournament life on the line. The turn is a 3 and the river is a 5. Holy shit, runner, miracle. We're right back in it. We got 4 blinds. We're not giving up yet. We're still 5-handed. The table stops when we get down to 4, so the pressure's on. People are rooting for me to lose deep down inside. Action folds to me in the cutoff. I have queen 10 offsuit and 3,200 chips, so I'm all in. Dan S ISOs. He's got king jack. We got queen 10. Flop comes queen 9 deuce. Pretty obvious 10 coming. The turn's a queen and he's drawing dead. We get that full double. We're up to almost 8,000 chips. Right back in it from 1 blind to 8 blinds. A few hands later, Dan opens to 2,200. I'm in the big blind with pocket aces. The weapons of mass destruction, the greatest hand ever created. This is what tournament poker is all about. I shove all in for 8,000 total, so 5,800 more to him. 5.8 blinds, and he folds. What a genius. How did he know I have aces? I thought he'd be priced into call with any 2 cards. Wow. But we'll take it. Can't complain. We're back up to around 11,000 chips now. 1 more out and we make it to the next flight, but we're playing to win. We got to accumulate. Action folds to me in the small blind. I have 9,000 chips. I shove all in with ace 7 offsuit. Dan puts in the call. Are we ahead? No, he has ace queen. We're gonna need some help, and we do have video. My tournament life is on the line. You gotta win your all-ins. Joey the Mush told me, let's win.
I don't understand how I lose every game. I don't get it. It just starts and it doesn't stop. It's relentless.
You have to win your all-ins. If you don't win your all-ins, you got no chance of winning.
Can I do it again? Miracle 7. Miracle 9. Jack. Good end. Good luck. And I'm out of the South Point $2,050 bounty shootout. First time ever. And we didn't even make it past the first flight. Feels bad, man. Had a great feeling about this one, but it just didn't work out. That's tournament poker for you. Big shout out to South Point putting on this great event. Hopefully they do it again. Pretty soft field mixed with some local pros. I'm in there next time. Thanks for watching the vlog. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. If you want to see more live tournament vlogs, this is the channel for you. Jeff Boski signing out. Stay safe and stay hard.